What's up, Garage Goons? It's your boy Tyler. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the most trash show on YouTube, Garage Goons. If I sound a little hoarse today, it's because I was at the only Charger bar that I know of in the Valley, and I was losing my fucking mind and my voice. Guys, we are back. I talked about the Chargers this preseason. I talked about our draft picks. I talked about all kinds of stuff, but that was before the news that we got Big 1-3, baby. Big Keenan Allen back. All right. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't team Keenan Allen, just like I wasn't really team Mike Williams when there was news that he was coming back, because I wanted the rookies to shine. I really thought KLS and Trey Harris would be really instrumental to being able to stretch the field, move the chains, all that stuff, as like a nice young core with Lad McConkey. But after what I saw tonight, we're going to get into all of the good, all of the great, some of the bad, some of the concerns I have because it wasn't perfect. But guys, we fucking went to Brazil and we got the shit done. No excuses. Nobody was making excuses about the refs giving the Chiefs those famous calls they always get. Nobody was talking about, oh, Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. No one was talking about, oh, well, we had to deal with young, skinny, newly married or whatever, Travis Kelce. So we went in there, and it was a home game in Brazil, bro. Brazil, there's their football. That is the only sport to them, okay? And then we are not even on their radar, bro. But we went down there. We played NFL football. There was a little bit of concerns because last time a team played down at that field, the grass and the turf was just not up to par. So there was concerns there. But let's get into it, baby. So listen, we came out and we dictated the pace. That was the number one thing I saw. I like that we tried to. It never happened. We tried to establish the run, right? We tried to get Omarion Hampton the ball. That's one of the best. The Chiefs, okay, they have some holes in their defense, but their front seven is some of the best big boys on the defensive line in all of football. I mean, they're up there. You could put them up there with, the Eagles and some of those other, the Giants, some of those other nasty front sevens. They got a good one, okay? So I knew it was going to be a little bit of tough sledding. I was hoping, even though we have some banged up O-line and some second string guys starting and guys playing out of position, Joe Alt's moving to the other side, Rashawn Slater's not there anymore. We just had to do some patchwork. But the O-line, hey, it held up, okay? It held up. The backups stepped up, and they did as good of a job as you can ask for. I think Herbert may have gotten sacked one time, but you look at the time he had back there. You look at the wide open gaps the O-line was able to give him when there was nothing down the field. Herbert took every opportunity. One of the best runs I saw got called back, which sucks. But, Herbert played out of his mind. And this is a complete game from Justin Herbert because we see Justin Herbert throw a money ball 60 yards downfield, lands in the breadbasket. We've seen him scramble for his life and pick up the first down. We've seen all that. But we see it in pockets, and we're always like, when the chips are on when the chips are in the middle, when the money's on the line, it's like we just can't quite put it all together. This is opening day, guys, but we found a way to get it done. That's the bottom line. He played a full 4 quarters of football. That's not something we see very often. And listen, I'll be the first to say it. I was wrong about Keenan Allen. I thought he was going to be too old. I know he was okay on the Bears. I just didn't think that he was a good fit because him and Lad have a similar type of game. Lad's just younger and faster, but they're both really zippy, direction changing, separation off the cuts kind of guys, not really deep ball guys. So I thought there might be too much, who are we going to put in the slot? Who are we going to have run these Y routes or run these Z routes? Because we know they're not really X receivers, either one of them. But every single guy on the field, like Herbert was dealing today. Everybody got theirs. Lad McConkey, right around 70 yards. on, I think it was 7 catches. I think basically all of them got either seven targets or something like that, and like 5 to 7 catches. Ladd McConkey right around 70 yards, didn't find pay dirt. Quentin Johnston got in the end zone twice. That's another guy we need to talk about because I have been out on QJ for basically since his rookie year. I didn't see enough his rookie year to be one of those people that said, oh, give him time. He might need time to develop. I was like, listen, bro, if you can't figure it out by, week 8, week 9, week 10, bro, you just might not be that guy. And so I'm of two minds with Quentin Johnston. It's one game. That's the first thing I will say. And I'm not all the way out on him anymore, but this isn't enough to fully change my mind. Like the second this guy starts dropping balls, and he did drop one in the end zone that was it should have been an easy catch. He dropped it. But we've seen what happens in the past, the domino effect. He drops one ball that's wide open, just drops it. Then Herbert comes back to him again. Because one thing I will give QJ credit for is he is elite separator of the defender, bro. Like this guy runs free all the time. This guy is elite, bro. He's big. He is fast. He burns guys all the time. It's just the dude has bad hands, just straight up. But this game, he sort of redeemed himself. Now he wasn't perfect. He did have a drop, but at least what I can say is he made up for it in a big way and had that short-term memory. That's what you got to have in football. You throw an interception when you're a quarterback, don't think about the interception. Think about the next play. If you drop a ball and you're a receiver, don't think about your drop. Think about the next catch. You know what I mean? And he's allowed those things to affect the rest of his game. If he starts off bad, he ends up bad, and it just ends up being bad seasons. They just compile, and then you could see him pressing. He's like, oh, I got to make these big plays. I got to do these big things. And he just falls short. And today, everyone contributed. That's what I love. Will Dissly got involved. Even he caught one for, I think, like 17 yards or something like that. Tyler Conklin had like 50 yards or something like that. Like, everybody had yards this game. That's what I love to see. The passing attack looked like it was in mid-season form, even with the drops from Quentin Johnston. So QJ, I'm still on the fence about because I do know KLS and Trey Harris are in the wings. They look good. They're hungry. They played well in the preseason, and they weren't drafted for no reason. But guys, if QJ can just be that X guy, listen, we're asking you to stretch the field. We're asking you to go deep. And we're asking you when you do separate and when the ball does hit you in the hands and we do call your number, you come down with that mug, okay? We're not asking you to make all of these like contested catches like Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey over the middle, fitting it into the smallest windows, hand in your face. We're not asking for that. If you burn a guy down the sideline or if you make your one move, your one cut on the post or whatever, and you get that separation and we put the ball on the money, we just need you to come down with it. Mike Williams style. We need you to be Mike Williams, okay? That's what we're asking of you. We're not asking of you to be an elite number one. And I know that he was a first-round draft pick, but at the end of the day, we kind of know who the big dogs are, right? It's going to be Ladd McConkey and Keenan Allen as long as everyone's healthy. Those are 1A and 1B. And then QJ is just going to be take the lid off the defense guy. And, I'll give him a B because he did drop one in the end zone, but he had 2 touchdowns on the day. Herbert is showing you right there that he trusts him. And so, that's what I have to say about the passing attack. Hey, listen, the best kind of tape that you can watch on yourself for the mistakes that you made is tape that you got in a winning effort. So, yes, we made mistakes, but it was against a team that goes to the Super Bowl, it feels like every fucking year. In the Chiefs, it was, didn't really feel like a home game because it was in Brazil. So it was after flying thousands of miles, all of the things, and we found a way to get it done. And we set the tempo. We got ahead early. How many times have you heard this story? The Chargers get ahead. Maybe multiple scores. Maybe it's a 2-possession game. And then the fourth quarter comes around and the Chiefs rally back and then our hearts get ripped out. That felt like it had a chance to happen this time, but like I said, Justin Herbert, we've seen it in spurts. We just need to see when the big money games are happening, okay, are you capable of putting a full game together? Not getting nervous, not getting scared when it's a one possession game and if we give the ball back, oh no, no. Be that dude all the time, 4 quarters. That's why we drafted you where we drafted you. You have all the tools. You're 6'5", 220, can run like a gazelle, have a rifle for an arm. You're smart. Everything is there. We just need you to put it together and stay put together. Have that composure that Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have. That's what we're asking of you. Because it's year 5 or 6 for Justin Herbert. Hey, it is time to go. It's go time now. Okay, so that's the offense. And now let's talk about the run game. I did like what I saw. Don't look at the numbers. If you didn't watch the game, don't look at the numbers from Amari and Hampton. Because that line was tough. There wasn't a whole lot of holes to run through. And that guy, when he didn't get hit in the backfield, which happened a couple times, okay, he was falling forward. He was driving his feet. The number one thing I see with rookies, they're used to college contact, which is I'm the best athlete on the field as the running back. I run a 4.2 40, and I'm able to shake free of everything. I can get a little wiggle. I can kind of use my body to take an angle and get these cuts and stuff. In the NFL, those fools are wrapping you up and taking you. They got children to feed at home. They got beards down to their chest. They got wives at home relying on that paycheck, relying on the lifestyle, and kids with hungry mouths, and nothing's guaranteed. So when they get their hands on you, you are going down 9 times out of 10. But one thing rookies don't do is drive their feet. You see them, the rookie running backs, they're really good in space. They can make guys miss, and they're really great when they get to the outside. But when we're asking you to run between the tackles and you get hit by the linebacker or a lineman kind of gets a hand on your jersey, do you keep your feet moving and keep running forward? Sometimes it's not going to be sexy. Sometimes you're not going to get the big Chris Johnson breakaway run play. The line is not always going to part the seas, you know what I mean, and just give you the biggest gap of your life, and you just have to hit that mug 100 miles an hour. Anybody can do that at that level, you know what I mean? But can you feel the contact, drive forward, and fall forward for yardage? And he looked explosive in the small scenarios where they gave him a little crease. He hit it. When he got the contact, he wasn't going down right away. He wasn't getting manhandled by these linebackers and D-line. He was driving forward. So even though he doesn't eclipse 50 yards on 15 carries, granted, not a good average. We play the Raiders next week, and we're going to see. And also, by the way, one of the big questions was, hey, we know Najee Harris is a good pass protector, and we know that with Cam Jones or whatever, Chris Jones, whatever the dude is on the Chiefs, that pass rusher that always gives us problems, we know that they're going to be bringing the dogs after Herbert. And I will say, in pass protection, he was holding up. Omarion was out there almost every single damn play. I think Najee Harris was on the field twice. And they had him run once. He fell forward for 5 yards. They had him catch the ball once. He caught the ball for 5 yards. Both times they said, thank you very much. Sit your ass on the bench. We're going to bring the young blood in. We brought him in, and every single time they asked him to pass block, he's taking on linemen, bro. He's not getting bowled over. He's not getting destroyed. He's not getting ragdolled, thrown to the turf. He's actually sustaining blocks. That's a really good positive to take away from that. And then, trust me, the defenses are not all going to be the Kansas City Chiefs against the run, okay? They're tough against anybody with the run. And by the way, our defense played tough too. The biggest runner in the entire game was Patrick Mahomes. Isaiah Pacheco was supposed to be 100%. He's 2023 Isaiah Pacheco. Yeah, we'll see. He got like 25 yards on 5 carries. Yeah, that's actually a good average, 5 yards a carry. But he didn't look explosive. He didn't look like he was breaking free. Our line was bend, don't break, and a lot of times they were just stonewalling fools, And we had good pressure on Mahomes. We had some crucial sacks at an opportune time. Moments where in the past, hey, we force a 3rd and long. We need this stop, and then Pat Mahomes does Pat Mahomes things, and he sidearms the ball whistles it past 3 defenders, and somehow some guys just wide fucking open downfield, and you're just like, not again, bro. That didn't happen this game. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was sitting in that bar, clenching my butt cheeks, waiting for the other shoe to drop. But Justin Herbert, foot on the gas the whole time, scored in both halves, looked good in both halves, played a complete 4 quarters of football. I couldn't have asked more from our offense. I would be lying if I said I expected Omarion to only get like 45 yards or whatever he ended up with. But from what I saw, and I was watching the way he ran, I liked what I saw, okay? I mean, would it have been nice if he broke a big one? Sure. But the way our receivers were playing, the way our tight ends were playing, the way Justin Herbert was playing, 320-something yards, like 45 or something like that, rushing. The guy put a complete game together. And he should have had damn near 100 yards rushing, but they called back like a big fucking 40-yard carry. So, you know what I mean? Like, we were really ready to put it together. Now, this is not full-fledged, full-form Kansas City Chiefs. We know when Rice gets back, when Xavier Worthy, whatever injury he sustained early in the game, that helped us out big time with our defense, made things a little bit more simple for us. We know when they have the full squad back, it's going to be a different team. But what I will say is, we look like we're in mid-season form, and I just feel like the Chargers always look real sloppy to start the season. I think Harbaugh is implementing a new culture where we don't identify with losing like that. We don't identify with being mediocre. We don't identify with, oh, if this didn't happen, if the refs didn't do this, if this did. No, we control the tempo, we control the game script, and we control our fate. We don't leave it up to the kicker. We don't leave it up to our special teams. We don't leave it up to, hey, defense, we need to stop. No, all aspects of the game, special teams, defense, offense, are all clicking. There's definitely some improvements to be made in the run game as far as our O-line in run blocking. But as far as pass protection, I liked everything I saw. I thought Herbert had time back there. I think he may have gotten, like I said, sacked once. And like pressured a few times, but you know, he had enough time to get the ball out and get it to all of his guys, and he was spreading it around, guys. There was not one guy like Ladd McConkey last year that he was just locking in and targeting. He was, hey, Keenan Allen's open on this play, hit Keenan. Hey, Ladd McConkey, hit him. QJ, even though he's had a case of the dropsies his whole career, we're going to keep going back to him. And guess what? 2 touchdowns, baby. And everyone had around 70 yards. It's not great for fantasy. And I know a lot of you guys had, you know, Ladd McConkey, and probably a couple guys took Keenan towards the back end of the draft. If you took QJ, I don't know what the fuck you were thinking. And if you started him, you were just a wild boy, okay? But you were happy with the result. But from a fantasy perspective, not the greatest, but from just a Chargers perspective, what more do you want? We did everything. We did it against a good team. It was still Andy Reid. It was still Pat Mahomes. It was still Travis Kelce. It was fully healthy Isaiah Pacheco. It was fully healthy D-line and O-line from Kansas City. So, yes, Xavier Worthy going down and no Rashee Rice. That helps a lot. We know their offense is going to have way more firepower coming down in the season, but hey, you can only control the opponent in front of you. So if somebody gets hurt, you can only control, you know, the guy. You can only play against the guys that are put out on the field. So if someone goes down, you know, hey, that's not our fault. That's on y'all, you know. And if anyone knows about team injuries affecting the outcomes of games, it's Chargers fans, man, because I just feel like our guys consistently drop like flies every year. So hopefully with this new culture, with establishing the run, with having a balanced pass attack, and let me ask you this. If this is what it looks like going forward, right? 2 different guys, 2 different receivers getting touchdowns, 3 different receivers getting all around 70 yards, okay? All of them getting around 7 to 8 targets, all of them coming at least with 5 receptions. Is there a better 3-man receiver group in the NFL? Like I said, I'm not all in on QJ yet, but if this is him finally hitting his stride, finally gaining confidence, and also getting the benefit of not getting the second best or first best defender of a DB on him, because you have to give Keenan Allen his respect and you have to give Lad McConkey his respect. So now he's getting probably the worst guy on the field to play defense against him. Now, maybe with that pressure off of him, hey, we don't need you to be the 1B or the second best guy on the team. We just need you to be the third best guy. And when we call your number, and when it's an easy layup, long ball, come down with it. Hey, this is something that we need to consider as like, hey, if we can replicate this and the running game improves, the sky is the limit, guys. The sky is truly the limit. And listen, I'm not gonna say Super Bowl yet. I just said it, but I'm not gonna say anything like that. It's fucking week 1. But listen, that is the big dog of the division. You know, Kansas City wins this division every year. The Broncos are gonna be tough. The Raiders are gonna be better. But hey, starting out with a hard-fought, tough win where all aspects of the game, offense, defense, receivers, running backs, quarterback, everybody, special teams, everybody put a full, complete game together. That's rare for a Chargers team, but they just look like a well-oiled machine to me, especially in the second half, which against the Chiefs is not usually how the story goes. So, hey, bolt up, baby. We are back. I'm wearing my Keenan Allen jersey because we signed him back on the team. I am all in on Keenan. Let's go. Bolt up, baby. Garage Goons, most trash show on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your homies. Do all the buttons, press all the things. Talk to me in the comments. I talk back, and we are out of this bitch.